Hey, how's everybody doing? So I wanted to show you guys this lick that I play at the end of a song we do by Fleetwood Mac. I don't do play in a band anymore. Very seldom. I might put a band together to do a fundraising event or some kind of a special event. I got some guys in town that are some really good players, and we get together and jam sometimes, and then we'll get together and do some fundraising stuff. But most of the time, I do a duo with my wife. We use backing tracks. Boo, everybody. Here's how I have to look at it. Um, you know, I'm in. I'm I'm 73 years old. I've toured early when I was in my 20s. I rode around in the tour bus for a few years. I've driven in vans and rock and roll bands. Did that touring in a van. Um, and I've flown around, but I'm just not into it anymore. I mean, there's a couple things I may do this year that's going to require me to travel, but other than that, I just don't want to do it anymore. So, but using the backing tracks, I get people, you're not really Well, yeah, but you know what? At the end of the night, I get a decent paycheck because I don't have to. And no offense, I would prefer to play with live musicians, but at my age, and my wife sings, so we just do a duo. We use backing tracks, and it works for us. I don't have to. I don't have to put up with a bunch of egos and the fighting that goes on and being in bands, and you know the arrangement's going to be the same every time. And again, I would prefer playing with live musicians, but I it's working for me, and so the backing tracks are the way I choose to do it right now. So anyway, I want to show you this lick I do at the end of a song called Rihanna by Fleetwood Mac. And I came up with this lick by, I pretty much improvised on the song until the last lick. I pretty much just playing, it's in the changes at the end are A minor to F. So I'm pretty much just jamming over with an A minor pentatonic scale riffs. I'm pretty much staying with that structure of using that. Uh, that's for my scale choice of playing solo, you know. But at the end, I do this lick, and it's from the A minor pentatonic scale, but it's kind of built off of triads that are built off of the A minor pentatonic scale. So you can build chords from this 5 note pentatonic scale. I don't want to get too deep because this will make it a long video, and I don't want to do a long video. But so all I did to create this lick was I took this idea, the root, the A minor, an A minor, you got an A, a C, and an E. That's an A minor chord. I diatonically move that up. That chord you could call that a C9. You got the root, the ninth, and the 5 there. Then it goes up to a D9. Let's see. Let me move this up. Oh, yeah. Goes to a C major triad there. My bad. So anyway, that's how I composed this lick I do at the end of the song. And off of that kind of an idea. I didn't play it straight up. I At the end, I hit that bending the G up to the root note, the A note. So anyway, what I would encourage you to do is take some of those ideas and start making up your own. You can take a simple triad built from that minor pentatonic scale, like those 3 notes. Now just that's a G note, a C note, and an E note. And then just diatonically move it up to the next note on each string. So this G would go up to the A, The C would go up to the D, E would go up to a G. So then you just keep going and keep it in the A, you know, the A minor pentatonic scale. So you'd move this G up to A, move this D up to E, and you'd move this A note to a C. And that would be an A minor chord. Then diatonically move that up. So, you know, in terms of what I think when I play, sometimes I think of, and I try to visualize those shapes on the guitar when I'm trying to play it solo. And they're kind of, again, I call them, they kind of work as a roadmap. So if you'll take that and use that, you know, and you can kind of make up your own licks and own ideas and chords, you know, it's kind of... So anyway, the whole idea of this lesson is just to kind of open you up and get you to play A minor pentatonic scale a little different way instead of just going straight up. I mean, that's great and it works. Trust me, I do it all the time when I play live. I use those positions and play off of. And people expect to hear it that way, by the way. They like it. By the way, I'm getting off kilter here. I want to talk about this Paul Reed Smith amp after we get done. I'm going to show you how to play this lick, and then I'll, let me get my computer was screwing around with me earlier, like it always does. So let me load this track up. I had to restart it. It's kind of crazy. Computers, you know, you love them and hate them. So I'm going to show you how to play this lick that I do, and then I wanted to talk about a couple other things that are on my, or that's some information you may like. Okay, so again, let me show you how to play the lick. So we're going to start here. I'm going to play the lick once. Then I hit that E note that bend on the B string up to the A. So, and I'm going to use some distortion and I'll probably put a little delay on it. Again, I play this at the end of a song called Rihanna. So I want to get this queued up here so I can go to it a couple times here. And so let me tell you how to play the lick. So you start here with your fourth finger on the A, low E string. Go to the A string with your second finger on the third fret. First finger on the second fret of the D string. That's the first triad shape you use. Then you go to the fifth fret of the A string with your fourth finger. Take your first finger play on the second fret of the D and G string. So we got, then you go to this shape. By the way, I play this lick in triplets, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You're playing a basically a three note triad. So it works out perfect to phrase it as a triplet. So then the next one starts here on the fifth fret of the D string. Then you go to the second fret of the G string with your first finger. Then you go to the third fret of the B string with your second finger. So we have. Then you go to the fifth fret of the G string with your third finger. Then you take your first finger across the third fret of the B and high E string. So now we have. come up and go to the 7th fret of the G string, 3rd finger. Then you place your first finger on the 5th fret of the B and E string. Okay. Then you go up to the 9th fret of the G string with your 2nd finger. Then you take your first finger and bar it across the B and E on the 8th fret. That's actually a C chord triad right there. Then you go up to the 12th fret of the G string with your 3rd finger. Then you take your first finger and bar it across the 10th fret of the B and E string. So let's play up to there. Then you go up to the 14th fret of the G string, 3rd finger. Then you play on the 13th fret of the B string with your 2nd finger. Then you play on the 12th fret of the high E string. We have that A minor triad again. Okay, we had a C down here. This is an A minor triad right there. So then you go to the 17th fret of the G string with your 3rd finger. Then you take your first finger across the 15th fret of the B and E string. So then you move up to the 19th fret of the G string with your 3rd finger. Then you put your first finger barred across the 17th fret of the B and E string. And then bend the 7th up to the root note, G up to A. Whole step bend there on the 20th fret. By the way, I'm not playing through any effects right now. It's pretty dry sounding on this amp. So I'm going to jam along with this track. This is a track that we use when me and my wife perform this song. And I jam at the end of it. You know, it's got a long ending. And I get to jam on it, which is a lot of fun. A lot of stuff we play, I don't get to play a lot of solos on. But every once in a while I get one like this and get to play. And again, I do the duo thing because it's economy, you know. The economy isn't the greatest. So, and musicians don't have that great of retirement plans, you know. I played all those early years and I never filed taxes. I probably didn't make enough in my early years to file it, to be honest. But anyway, later on I did, for sure. So I'm going to be using this delay, a little bit of delay on this solo. And it's got a lot of repeats because I want that last note to have a repeat. You'll hear what I'm talking about. I love my Apple Watch. It just told me to breathe. God, did I stop or something? Gee, man. These watches, you know, these Apple things, man, they save your life. I guess I had stopped breathing or something. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to show you this amp layout after I'm done with showing you how this sounds over this progression. This Paul Reed Smith amp is killer sounding, but I just wanted to show you how it's laid out. So here we go. Hopefully this is going to be volume-wise match up pretty good. So I missed it. that repeats are cool. But anyway, let me go back. Make this a little bit shorter. I had it too long. I don't want to jam that long. I'll try to nail it and you can hear the ending. I actually did the riff there, but it needs to be right at the end before you get the full effect of the riff the way I designed to play it. So I'm going to jam again here. And I'll try to nail it and get it right on the ending. I'm so used to doing the whole song, and I'm so used to playing it the same way every time. I'm kind of starting it at the end randomly somewhere. But here we go. Gotta love delay. Anyway, so that's how I play the ending, and I kind of invented that lick, I guess. Although, who knows? So anyway, this amp, by the way, I'm using a Ocean's 11 reverb pedal, and the only reason I chose it over a couple other ones, I wanted to buy, there was one that was pretty expensive, and I just didn't see the paying. It was like $1,000 or something like that, and I thought that's pretty steep just for a reverb pedal, so I didn't get it. This one was 2 something, but what's cool, it has a delay, and I think it's an analog delay. I don't think it's digital. I think this it's made by Electro Harmony. It's called an Ocean's 11 reverb pedal, and I only bought it for the reverb. But when I do this song live, I do use a delay, but the delay I do use is a Vox, and it's analog. I use pretty much every pedal as analog in my rig except for the tuner. And if I had it my way, I'd probably I use you can probably see it over there, the Peterson strobe tuner. I have 3 of those, and one's a Con. My oldest one's a Con. It's an old brown Con that's got tubes in it. But I'm pretty much an analog guy. I've said this before in my videos, and I love setting up my guitars with the Peterson strobe tuner because it's just more accurate to me, and I'm so used to it. Again, I had a Peterson and I used Peterson and Con back in the 70s for my tuner. There wasn't digital tuners back then. We were cavemen back then. But so anyway, the Peterson works good, and I'm going to show you in a video one of these days. Over the course of years, though, you have to kind of retune them to 440. They'll actually kind of go out of tune, but now I know how to tune my tuner. I know that sounds weird, but I generate a 440 and then I tune the dial on on the strobe tuner so it's in 440, because if you look on the dial it's off. But anyway, I'll show you how to do it. It's pretty quick and easy if you own a strobe tuner and you don't know how to do that. But I was going to post a video on how to do that. So this amp, I'm going to take the camera if I got enough room here and take you on a journey here. Oh, check it out. The ceiling and the guitars. Yeah. This is my music room. It's a mess. My wife comes in here and goes, "How do you live in here, man? What are you doing here?" And I just say, I just enjoy it. It's like my Disney World back here. But anyway, so this amp, I love this little amp, and I bought it for the purpose of having it in here because I teach privately, and I have some students that like to learn metal stuff, and I'm not that great of a metal player. In fact, I'm horrible at it. But this amp gets a great metal sound. I believe the guy that it was designed for, Mark Tremonti, that's what the MT stands for. I'm pretty sure he's a pretty good metal guy, I think. I've never listened. I believe I saw some videos of him playing. You know, I don't listen to a lot of metal. I don't. I'm not saying I don't appreciate it, but I just don't listen to it. So anyway, this Paul Reed Smith amp. The only thing I wish they would have done different was these two knobs down here. They control the lead channel. Okay, so these two knobs, this presence and this lead channel master, control all the stuff from down here. This is the lead channel down here. See where it says lead channel. So my question to Paul Reed Smith and whoever designed the amp, again, I love the sound of the amp, and it's a cool amp. It's tube, of course, and the only thing I don't, you know, again, it's got more. It's built for playing more metal, but for me, it works for teaching. So I wish they would have designed the amp where they would have moved the lead channel knobs down here, where they got the clean channel, and then they, you know, could have moved shifted the clean channel down here where the lead channel is, and these they could have put all 6 knobs together that way, because sometimes I'm messing around with the settings on it and I'm like, oh crap, that's right, this is down here. You know, they could have put them all together. It'd been a much better arrangement in my opinion, but what do I know? So the amp's cool though. It's got a switch where you can put it to half power. I have it on full power most of the time because I think it's your amp performs better when you put it in full power mode. The tubes get hotter, and I think the amp overall sounds better. Half power, I've read where putting in half power and playing all the time in half power can actually damage your tubes. So I don't know. I'm not a specialist. And here's the little electro harmonics pedal that I play through in here. I'll have to bring in my rig sometime that I use playing live and do a demo with that or something. So anyway, yeah, my room's a mess, I know, but it's my little, little, my little, I don't know, cave music cave, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, work on that idea that I created for the end of the song Rihanna, and just come up with your own licks by using that principle of you know, taking, instead of just playing straight up and down this. Okay, I can't get the delay. There it went off. You know, Eric Johnson does a lot of playing like that. He takes chord, you know, takes a scale, and you know, a lot of players are doing that, and I think it's hip sounding for sure, and it just breaks the monotony of hearing, you know, straight up and down a scale. So anyway, work on that idea. You know, take the pentatonic scale. It's easy. It's 5 notes, and just try to build your own licks from using that little idea that I gave you. All right. Well, listen. I got a couple hours, and I'll be up till about 4, but I got to work on my sight reading and work on a couple other things. But listen, y'all have a great evening, and practice. If you like my channel, subscribe to it. Tell your dogs, your neighbors, your cats, your aunts, your uncles, even tell your enemies. Yeah, anybody you want to tell to subscribe. Tell them to subscribe if they like guitar, and hope to see you soon. Y'all have a great evening. God bless.